Hello. If you're on, say hello. Hey, Zaz. Give it another second here and I'll go ahead and get started. Is it just me and Zaz? No Cheryl, no Grandma. There's nobody here. Not sure who Star is. We have no kitties. Let's give it another minute and then we're going to go ahead and get started and hopefully we're not missing anybody. I might have to turn my fan on. It's kind of warm. Zaz, how are you doing? I haven't talked to you, talk to you in a couple days. Good. I think we're gonna end up getting started and it's just gonna be... Oh, you just woke up. Okay. There's our kitties. So for anybody on who doesn't know already, there is we do have a Facebook page, and I do believe that it should be up and going now so that you can see the stream on the Facebook page as well. I'm hoping. I think we got everything right, and I do hope that the computer doesn't crash again tonight. But I'm gonna get all the important stuff out of the way right in the beginning. So be sure to have your hook and your yarn ready, and we are gonna do a granny square. There's a couple different variations that you can do. There's actually a lot of different variations that you can do. I'm gonna go ahead and show you one to start, and then if we have time and if everybody's catching on okay, I'll show you another variation. So go ahead and grab your yarn and go ahead and make your slip knot to start, which is around your finger 2 times. And then pull the loop from the back over the first loop, and then take the backmost loop and pull it over the tip of your finger and pull tight. Go ahead and insert. Hey, Cheryl, I was wondering if you were going to show up. We are doing a granny square, and we just did the slip knot. I was kind of trying to wait a minute or two to give people a chance to get on. So we should be good now. I hope my dog does not continue with the barking because she's being obnoxious. We've had kind of a house full for a couple of days, so I think she's kind of lost with it not being quite... I'm going to adjust this for a second, guys. Give me a second. We've had a house full, so she's not knowing what to do with herself with everybody gone. I think, we had 8 people in here. And now we're down right now, as of current, it's just my husband and I home, so I think she's a little bit lost. Okay, so we've got our slip knot, and I'm going to have you go ahead and chain 3. My yarn's going to split today. 1, 2, 3. And just like we did when we were working on the hat, you're going to take your hook and insert it in the first chain that you made. Get that tail out of the way. Wrap your yarn around your hook, holding that chain down below. You're going to join those two ends together to form a circle. Let me know if you can't hear me. I'm hoping my volume is still okay. So form your circle, and then you're going to chain 2, and going into that circle just like we did with the hat, you're going to do 2 double crochet. I'm sure you can hear my husband trying to coax the dogs out of the room. 1, 2. So that chain with this right here is going to count as 1 double crochet. So right now you should have 3 double crochets in your circle. You're going to chain 2. Then you're going to put 3 more double crochets right back into that circle again. So going in right here, you're going to do 3 more double crochet. So 1, I need to let this focus closer. 2, 3. That's going to give you 6 double crochet, a chain 2 here, and then, I'm sorry, 3 double crochet, a chain 2, and 3 more double crochet, so you have 6. Another chain 2. The chain 2s are going to be your corner. So right now you have 2 corners. Do 3 more double crochet back into that circle again. So 1, 2, and 3. Now you've got 3 sides and 2 corners. Chain 2 again. 1, 2, and 1 more set of 3 double crochet back into this circle here. So 1, 2. Hello, how are you? Thank you for saying hello. Thank you for joining us. And this gives us a total of 3, 6, 9, and 12 double crochet. Now some patterns will have you do a chain 2 and join, but when you do that, then it's going to have you slip stitch to get over into your corner stitch. So I'm going to have you do something a little different, and this is what I do. We're going to do a half double crochet into your first V-stitch here. So not into your chain 2, we're going to go right here. So wrapping your yarn around your hook once, going into your V-stitch here, wrapping your yarn again and pulling through, wrapping your yarn and pulling through all 3 stitches. And what this is going to do is this is going to position your hook so that you're already starting in your corners and you don't have to slip stitch to get over to it. This is especially helpful when you're using a variegated yarn so that the yarn isn't different colors up here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 2, and this is starting your second row. Is everybody with me? Let me know. I'm going to wait a second to make sure everybody's caught up. Hey Deadly Frog, we are doing a granny square. I'm doing one variation now. I'm going to do a couple rows, and then if everybody's caught up and doing okay, we're going to do another variation of a granny square. The granny squares are used a lot when making blankets. You can make smaller squares. Okay, take your time, Cheryl. Do you want me to start back over at the beginning? I'm in no hurry. The granny squares are used a lot when making blankets. You can make smaller ones to attach together to make a large blanket, or you can just keep going with the same pattern and make one giant square blanket. All right, Cheryl, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the beginning for you, no problem. So starting with your slip knot, you left your yarn and hooks at home. That's okay. All the videos are saved for later, so no big deal. So the first thing we're going to do is chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I love, yeah, I have to make an octopus. I just have been trying to finish a poncho that I'm making, and then I have to make an octopus. So you have your chain 3, join in the first chain. Get that tail all the way. Go around your hook and pull through to create your circle. Hopefully you can see my finger through there. Chain up 2, 1, 2, and do your double crochet into that circle. So wrap your yarn around your hook, inserting into the circle that you just formed by joining your chain. Wrap around your hook, pull through. Your circle is so small. If your circle is too small, Cheryl, to go through, if it's giving you a little bit of difficulty, go ahead and chain 4, and that'll make your circle a little bit bigger. Or you can go up a hook size too. So we'll do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll give you a little bit more room. Going into your chain, around your hook, and pulling through all the loops on your hook. So that'll give you a little bit bigger circle. Oh, Yoshi! If you are not a member of our Discord, please, please, please join the Discord and share us a picture of what you're working on. And also, join our Facebook and create an album and share your work in there as well. Hi, Karen. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well. We're working on a granny square. So now that we have our chain, you're going to, your circle chain 2, and do your double crochet into that circle. So that's, your chain is going to count as 1. This is your second double crochet. You're going to wrap your yarn around your hook into the circle, wrapping your yarn around your hook again, pulling through, wrap again, pull through 2, and through 2. And that gives you 3 double crochets on your hook. Your chain, and then your 2 double crochet. Now chain 2, 1, 2. We have 10 viewers, guys. I'm so excited. If you haven't already, please click on the purple follow button. Give us a follow. We're trying to reach 50. We're at 42 currently. When I reach 50 followers, I'm going to do a giveaway for a $50 gift certificate to the winner's choice of either Michaels or Joann Fabrics. So please, please share and follow. Oh, thank you so much, Deadly Frog, for the follow. I really appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to do our next set of 3 double crochet into the circle. So we have 1, 2, 3. This gives us our second side with one corner. We're going to chain 2 again. 1, 2. Another set of 3 double crochet into the circle, and as you see, I'm crocheting over my tail to help secure that. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. That gives us 3 sides and 2 corners. Chain 2 again. Thank you for the host. That's awesome. I gotta change that character. We don't need no running zombies on here. But then we're gonna do our last set of 3 double crochet into the circle. So we have 1, 2, 3. And I'll mention again, just for anybody who's just joining us, a lot of granny squares are going to have you chain 2 and then slip stitch into either the chain here or into the top of the double crochet here and then slip stitch over. And I don't want to do that because if you're using a variegated yarn or changing colors, you're going to be able to tell where you joined. So what we're going to do is we're going to half double crochet into the top here. So wrapping your yarn around your hook once, going into the top here, wrapping your yarn again and pulling through for 3 loops on your hook, wrapping your yarn and pulling through all 3 loops. Let me know how you're doing. If you're all caught up, Cheryl, let me know how you're doing, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next row. You're good? Awesome. Okay, so for this variation, we want 2 double crochet in our corner here. So we're going to chain 2, and this will count as your first double crochet. And do 1 more double crochet into your corner, into the hole here. That gives us 2. And you're going to have to move it over a little bit because you're going to want to go in here for your first double crochet because you're going to want 3. 1, 2, 3. So you might have to move these over a little bit to see that V-stitch. So going into the top of that stitch right here, you're going to go 1, and then you're going to put 1 in the top of each of your double crochets from the previous row. About to spam some of your work. Oh, thanks. I love seeing other people's work. So we've got 1 and 2. So that means you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to put 2 more into the hole here. So do 1 and 1 more, 2, and this is your first side. Now chain 2, and you're going to put 2 more into the gap. This is creating your corner. One, 2. Now you're going to want 3 double crochet on the next side, so you're going to have 1 here, here, and here. So you have 1, 2, 3. Put 2 more into the corner. 1, 2. So now as you see, we're forming our sides and our corners. So this is the side, right here, side 1 and side 2. So we're chaining 2, 1, 2. And your next set of 2 double crochet will go here in the corner. 1, 2. And again, we need 3 in the sides. So we have 1, 2, and 3. That's where your double crochet are going to go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for the follow. Guys, that puts us at 44. I'm not sure why the bar is saying 43, but we're actually at 44, so I'm kind of excited for that. We're almost to our giveaway. Can we do it? If we can hit 50 tonight, I'll hold the giveaway on Wednesday night stream. Okay, so I'm getting all excited. I'm losing track. So we've got our 3 here. So we're gonna put 2 more in the corner. 1, 2. Now we're gonna chain 2, 1, 2, and we're gonna finish our final side. 2 here in the hole. 1. See, look, I'm crocheting my dog's hair. 2. And then we have 3 more that are gonna go here in the top. 1, 2, 3. And to finish off this side, we need to put 2 more in this, 2 more double crochet in this corner here. So we have 1, 2, and then just as we did on the previous row, we're going to half double crochet into the top here, not into your chain, but into the stitch here. And that will finish off row 2. I've got dog hair flying everywhere, guys. Okay, so that gives us the 4 sides and our row 2. So as you can see, what we're doing is we're putting 2 double crochet, a chain 2, and 2 double crochet in each corner, and we're going on the top of each stitch. So each row is getting bigger by 4 double crochet. And that pattern continues, and you make it as big as you want to join. You could do hundreds of these little tiny squares like this, and then sew them all together on the edges to make a blanket, which I have done. Or you can just keep going with this pattern and make this one square as big as you want. How is everybody doing? Is everybody following okay? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to try to pull up, here we go, a picture of a granny square blanket that I made. No, Cheryl, do you want me to redo it? You're okay. Do you want me to redo that row for you again? Here's a picture on the the right side of your screen of a granny square blanket that I made. I have solid white, solid black, and solid gray. And then I did some using all three colors. But that's all granny squares done with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of this pattern, 5 rows, and then I sew them all together. Let me get another picture for you guys. Oh, that's going to be a giant picture. Alright, you should have another picture. There's multiple different ways that you can sew granny squares together. The one that's on your screen now, the green and white and variegated blanket, I actually joined them together with a single crochet on the edges. So I held my granny squares this way. So I had my other piece and they were sandwiched back to back and I single crocheted through them. Which if you guys want, I would be happy to show that to you on Wednesday. I can make a couple granny squares. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. I enjoy what I do. And feel free to check out my our Facebook page. And I have an album in there with some other work that I've done, including hats and vests and booties. I'm much more of a wearables crocheter and flat work than I am the amigurumis or the plushies and stuffed animals. Because I like to cuddle, so I like stuff that's cuddly. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to I'm going to do another row of the granny square, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and tear this one out and show you another variation because we seem to be doing pretty good on time. So to start row 3, you're going to chain 2. And remember, you guys can play these videos back later on. I'm not trying to get in a rush. I just want to get you guys lots of information because I would like to start a project with you guys. We did a hat last week. So I really want to get you guys going for blankets because where I am, we're getting into winter and I like blankets. So we've chained 2. We're going to put 1 double crochet into the corner. Saz, you're supposed to be more prepared. Just kidding. It's okay. My week has been so chaotic, I'm surprised I even remember that I was streaming. It's just been so chaotic, but it's a good chaos. I'm not surprised you just woke up. Okay, so we're going to do a double crochet right here, which is where we joined with our half double crochet. We joined the previous round. So we're going right here with a double crochet. Maybe, if my fingers want to cooperate. There we go. Deadly Frog, I'm going to look at your pictures here in between while I wait for people to catch up. I'm going to get this row going. We're going to go across with our double crochets. I'm so excited that it's getting cooler because I love when it's cold and I can work on blankets and cover up with them as I make them. And then I wash them when I'm done before I gift them or send them to the person who's purchased them. And good news for everybody paying any attention. My husband and I have decided to run a space in a local store here. I believe we're going to do a 300 square foot space where I'm going to be selling my crocheted vests that you can see on our Facebook page. And I do believe I posted some in the Discord that I've made. Thank you. We're gonna sell the vests, some of my scrubby dishcloths. We're at the point now here where we need to put 2 double crochet. Thanks, Cheryl. And I also do some laser products like bottle openers and jewelry, so we're going to have some of that in there too. And it's only going to be a fraction of what it cost us when we did the brick and mortar store with only our stuff, because thanks to COVID, people aren't shopping as much, and I get to work there, so I'll get to meet some new customers, which will be cool. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So this is our side one. So we have our chain and 1 double crochet in the gap, and then a double crochet in each stitch across, and then 2 double crochet in the next corner. Now moving on to the other side, you're going to chain 2, 2 double crochet into the corner, 1, 2. The corner holes, are you referring to these holes here? And then you're going to start putting your double crochet in the top. Yep, that's how you do it. You can make these holes a little bit smaller by just doing a chain 1. But for teaching purposes, I'm doing a chain 2 so it's easier to see where your stitches are going to go. But when I do it, I do put in just a chain 1 to make those gaps a little smaller. Especially if you're making this for a baby blanket, you don't want the babies to be able to stick their fingers through so easily. My cousin did that, and she rolled up into the blanket, and her mom went in to check on her, and she was sweating and beet red because she was just suffocating inside of her blanket. So now I have it wasn't a blanket I made. It was before I knew how to crochet, but so now I have a fear of holes in blankets that I make for babies. Yeah, it wasn't good. So go ahead and put your double crochets across here. Yeah, I've done a couple of the single crochet. We did that a couple weeks ago. We did the single crochet, but you can make some really cute variations of that. You can do in the back loop only to give you a little bit of a ridge, which you can do that with this too. I'll show you. I'll do one more row and show how that would look. But that's the nice thing about crocheting is you can switch it up. Okay, Zaz will be here. You can switch it up so easily and only know one stitch and get so many different looks with your work. You can do front loop, back loop, and just get, you know, a little bit more of a three-dimensional look, which we did work on that on Wednesday when we did our double crochet. We did front post, back post, double crochet. And now we're back to the corner, so you're going to put 2 double crochet in here. 1, 2, your chain 2, and we're on to the next side. So as you see, it's growing pretty nicely. And this is a good way to work on getting a consistent tension for your stitches on the double crochet just by doing a granny square. It's also a really good way to use up extra yarn. If you have just a little bit left of a bunch of different colors, you can make a bunch of different granny squares and then sew them together in no particular order and get a really cute scrapgan, they call it. So you have 2 double crochet in your corner, and now you're going to do each stitch across. I want a furls hook so bad. I want a furls hook so bad. The one I'm looking at is 33? Yeah. And with the way I lose hooks, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of spending that much money on a hook. And these hooks right here, these Susan Bates hooks, are actually really, really nice hooks. I love my hook. The lime green and nickel. I want the black and nickel hook. Or pink. A furls hook, Cheryl. I had shared a post or the link a while ago, but I will, when the stream is over, I'll share the link again in the Facebook page and the Discord page. They have a bunch of different type of hooks. They're more ergonomical for your grip. They're really nice hooks. They're really expensive hooks. You took a pic and put it back in the box. It's like, nope, not using this sucker. It's like buying china for a dinner. Take it out, take a picture, prove that you have it, and put it back and save it. We're back to the next corner, so you're going to put 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochet. Another one of their hooks, I would really love one of their limited edition acrylics, because I love the see-through look. So we did 2 double crochet, chain 2, and now 2 more double crochet into the same space. 1, 2, and then we're going to go across and going into the top of each stitch. Well, yeah, you don't pay for it. You ask for it for Christmas. You tell Santa to bring you a special edition Furls acrylic crochet hook. Just like I won't pay $99 for a yarn bowl either. I'll go out into my kitchen and get a plastic bowl and slap a binder hook on it and call it a day. Alright, so now we're to the edge. We're going to do 2 more double crochet here in this space. I didn't say girl, did I? I try not to assume. If I did, I apologize. Okay, so we're at the end of that row, so we're going to do a half double crochet. Look at me. If I assumed, I'm sorry. You can virtually smack me. I'll take it. I probably earned it. So do a half double crochet into the top of your first double crochet here, not your chain 2. Here. And that completes that row. So you have 1, 2, 3 rows. Cheryl, how you holding up? Mine is 4 inches square, using a J hook and a size 4 medium weight acrylic yarn. Not good. What are you struggling with, Cheryl? What part is giving you a little bit of difficulty? Because I'm not going to leave you behind. Although you did awesome with your hat, and I'm so proud of you, by the way. You'll watch it on replay, but I want to help you here. Even though you can message me and I can walk you through it. Okay, so this is one variation of a granny square. Do you guys want me to keep going on this one, or would you like me to show you a second variation of a granny square, because we do have time? And like Cheryl mentioned, you can always watch this on replay. And if you are a member of the Discord or the Facebook group, you can message me and I will, whoops, my mistake, and I will get to you as soon as I am able to answer any questions you might have. Beanies look like a dunce hat. If you go back into my previous streams on my Twitch, here on my Twitch channel, you can actually see the one where we did the hat. Looks like my camera is froze. Give me 1 second, guys. We don't need frozen cameras. Uh-oh. I think I jinxed us by saying that we were doing so good. I know, as I said, half of the screen is gone. And my camera just kind of froze right up. And I don't know if the phone was getting too hot. Let's see if this is going to work. There we go. How's that? Is that better? We doing good now? Are we back? Are we back? Good. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and tear this out. While I'm tearing this out, does anybody have any questions? Yeah, Deadly Frog, if you just go back into my previous streams, there is one where we did a hat. And I do believe it is also up on my YouTube channel. So go ahead and check that out as well. Okay. So we are going to start this the exact same way as the one we just did. You're going to do your slip knot. So wrapping around twice, grabbing your yarn and pulling over and pulling tight. Insert your yarn, pull that knot snug, and go ahead and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to insert your hook into that first chain, wrapping your yarn over and pulling through both loops on your hook to create your circle. Chain 2, and place 2 double crochet into that circle. So 1, and 2. See, I show 7 people online right now. Guys, Ipswich is my husband. For anybody who is new, his name is Chris. Well, you can't count Streamlabs. or me? Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right, so you're going to chain 2. 1, 2. When you first started, your tension was so tight that you took a whole skein and did a non-stop chain. I did the same thing, and I pulled it so tight. And then I learned that wasn't the right way. I think my tension is pretty good now. It's at least consistent. Go ahead and insert 3 more double crochet into your circle. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2. 1, 2. 3 more double crochet into your circle. Y'all loving your kitties up there on top? I like we have 2 giant tigers. 1, 2, 3. 1 more set of 3 double crochet into your circle. I'm sorry, you gotta do chain 2. And now your last set of 3 double crochet into that circle. I'm trying to get my tail in the back. 1, 2. That tail's gonna be stubborn. That's okay. 3. And that gives us our 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now you're going to do your half double crochet into the top of your first double crochet, not your chain, but your first double crochet. You're going to do your half. So wrapping your yarn around your hook once, inserting into the V-stitch, wrap your yarn around your hook, pull through, wrap your yarn around your hook and pull through all 3. And just like with the previous granny square, this is going to position your hook to start your next row in the corner so that you do not have to slip stitch across into this corner. And it still gives you the V for the top. It puts a V at the top of your chain to make it easier to recognize where to insert your hook. Now for this variation, you're going to want 3 double crochet in this hole here, so you're going to chain 2 and that will count as 1, and 2 double crochet into the gap. 1, 2. Now here's where it's going to be different. You're skipping over your group of 3 double crochet from the previous row. You're not putting anything in the top. You're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and you're going to put 3 double crochet into this circle, or I'm sorry, into this hole here, this gap or space. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and you're going to put 3 more double crochet into the same space, and that will create your first, or your, I'm sorry, your second corner. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to chain 2, and you're going to repeat into the next space. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2. Hi, Graham. And 3 double crochet into the same space. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and repeat into the next space. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Are you gonna come fix us a late dinner? Is that what you said? 2. Is my quilt done yet? 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. You didn't hear me? I asked if my quilt was done yet. Chain 2, and this is going to put us back to that first space. So we're going to put 3 double crochet into where we started, into that space. 1, 2, 3. And to join that row, we're going to do a half double crochet into the top of the first double crochet of the row, not in the chain, to position our hook in the corner to start the next row. And this is how, not very square like, there we go. This is how this granny square looks. So you have your corners. Oh, Grandma has to rip it. Rip, rip. Go frog it, Grandma. You're coming over tomorrow. I want my quilt. So the way this granny square works is you're doing your cluster of 3 double crochet into each space. And when you're on each corner, you will have a 3 double crochet cluster, a chain 2, and a 3 double crochet cluster. So I'll do another row. We're going to chain 2. We're going to put 2 double crochet into that starting space. 1, 2. Now we're going to chain 2 and skip over that double crochet cluster here and go into the next space with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, and that will put us into the next corner space. So you're going to do a 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into that space. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to chain 2. And 3 double crochet into that space. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2. 3 double crochet into this space. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2. 3 double crochet into the next corner space. 1, 2, 3. And now we're moving on to the next side, so you're going to chain 2, 3 double crochet back into the same space, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochet into the next space, 1, 2, 3. We're going into the final corner space here. So you're going to chain 2, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. You're going to chain 2, 3 double crochet into the same space to form your corner, 1, 2, 3. I don't know where all this stuff is coming from, but I'm getting angry here. Pretty much this one is it, but it's chain 2, 3 double crochet into the space, chain 2, but your corner is going to have 2 sets of 3 double crochet. 1, 2. This is a more traditional granny square. Chain 2, and then we're back into the corner. So you're going to do 3 double crochet and then your half double crochet to join. Whoops, didn't mean to chain there. Now, when I have taught other people how to do this variation of a granny square, the biggest problem that they run into is when they get to the corner, they kind of skip over it and keep going. So if, as I've told, as I've mentioned before, if you're worried about missing that, go ahead and put a stitch marker in it so that you know when you get back around that that's where you ended. But with this variation, it's really easy. It's just 3 double crochet clusters in each space except for the corner. You're going to have a 3 double crochet cluster, a chain 2, and a 3 double crochet cluster. This is not my favorite because it is so holy. I make stitch markers too. Yeah, 1 second. I'm not sure if there's an S at the end. Nope. I don't know, husband, why it's called a granny square. That's just what they call it. Ask my granny. Maybe she knows. Show you my stitch markers here that I made. Kind of hard to get it to lay flat. But I have, let's try and roll it this way. I have each letter of the more common hooks, the hook sizes that you're going to use. And I put a larger hook at the top. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I do more beading type stuff. But when I did mine, I made it so it would attach to my zipper of my bag without my pencil pouch with all my hooks in it. So that I have them all, I always have them on hand. And I like the different letters because especially when I'm doing blankets, I attach one of these ones to it so that when I set it down and go back to it later, I know what size hook I used. And then when I'm done working on it for that day, I just take that out from the bottom and use it to hold my stitches in place. So that is 2 different variations of granny squares. Did you guys have any questions on that? But yeah, there's a lot of people out there that make a lot of really neat, different stitch markers. If you're doing one of these variations of the granny square, I like to go along with a single crochet border on each of mine, just because it'll put it in the gaps, so when you're joining them, I find it a little bit easier, but you don't have to. It's just my preference. I'm just not a huge fan of how holey and gappy it is, but you can reduce the size of that by going down a hook size, and you can even use a lighter weight yarn like a size 3. But I do not recommend doing 1 chain for your gaps as opposed to the 2, just because it'll pull everything tighter and it may not be very square. You could probably do it in your corners, but I wouldn't recommend doing it here. Did you guys have any questions? We're at about 5 minutes after 8, but we did start a couple minutes late. You're getting an NES controller blanket? I've seen those. Those are cool. I've been making velour blankets. I told everybody about them, I believe, on Wednesday, maybe last Sunday. But I made velour blankets, and every time I finish one, somebody comes and steals it. So I still don't have a blanket for myself. I'll share a picture. This is my mom, maybe. Let's see. Here's a picture of my mother. I had finished this blanket the day she came over. I literally just finished it. And I had it folded sitting up on a table. See, I want to make one for myself. I don't have anything other than dishcloths that I've made for myself that I actually got to keep, and that's only because I use them on my dishes. But she came over and that blanket was folded up on the end table, and she picked it up because she was cold, and she decided she was keeping it, and she took it home. And she didn't even feel bad about it. And I was going to start another one, but then my best friend asked me to make one for her daughter, so I still don't get to make one for myself. Thieves. Everybody's a thief. Cheryl, how's yours coming along? Are you just kind of chilling and watching, and you're going to go back and do it later? I just want to make sure everybody understands the pattern sequence for these. And these are really fun. The previous variation of the granny square that I showed you are really fun to do with a variegated yarn. And to just keep going, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It will be a square, but it looks really neat in a variegated yarn, especially one that changes more frequently than the ombre yarn that I'm using. So if you guys want to make a baby blanket, you can do that. Or you can do the front post, back post double crochet that we did on Wednesday. While you guys are all here, is there anything specific you guys would like me to show you on Wednesday? If not, I may do the triple crochet. A temperature blanket. I started a temperature blanket for my niece, and it didn't go so well. I got tired of it. but I want to make one for the year I was born for a temperature blanket. I think that would be really cool, which I was born in 1981 and I already have all the temperatures wrote down. So maybe someday when I get caught up, yeah, right, I'll make one. Sure, I will. Chris, could you answer this, please? It's Coda. So if you guys don't have any, it would be all orange. I am in Pennsylvania and we have, our temperatures are so ridiculous. Like I believe tomorrow is supposed to be 78 and then it drops down to 60 on Tuesday. And it's like that all year round. So my temperature blanket would probably be quite a rainbow. But that is the plan as it stands right now. Wednesday we will do a triple crochet, I think. Unless you guys message me in Discord or Facebook and let me know of something else that you're interested in learning. We now have granny squares we can do for blankets. We have the hats up. We did a dishcloth. So those are pretty basic items, I think. I will take a look and see. I do want to get you guys into reading patterns though. Today was 90 and tomorrow's 90 and the next day is 89, but Friday high is 72. See? Right there would be a color change. I know some people when they have temperatures that stay pretty close together, they do like a 5-degree difference instead of a 10-degree difference. So there's an idea. It's just a lot more colors. But I think we're good for tonight, guys. I'm excited about the 2 new followers that we have, and thank you so much again for hosting my channel tonight. I appreciate it. Saturday is 90 again. Well, you would get one different color in there. I thank you guys so very, very much for joining me, and be sure to check out the Facebook page, the Discord page, and YouTube. As it stands right now, I am able to share the live video on the Facebook page, so be sure to share with everybody. I'm going to head out and work on my pocket shawl, and I will see all of you guys Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and if you have any questions, please message me anytime, and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm available. Thanks so much, and have a great night, guys.